Can you get paid to read books? I know it sounds crazy, but there's a lot of channels online, get paid to do surveys, Odetta Rockert Kerr, to name a few, that have been saying that you can get paid simply for reading books. One thing they all miss though is proof. They say things but don't provide proof of them actually reading books and making money. Well, this is where yours truly steps in. Today I'll be trying out 7 websites that I've gotten through these creators that claim that you can get paid simply for reading books. And what's important is that I'll actually tell you exactly how much I made, unlike all these other creators who just want to clickbait you and get ad money from you. Let's just be honest. And I don't ask for anything. I don't have a course to sell you. I don't have a book. I don't have a Discord community. All I want is a like. That's it. And if you want, subscribe. We do this every single week. A subscribe would actually be pretty good. The first website we're going to cover is onlinebookreviews.org. This website is a website where you can sign up and provide reviews for a minimal fee. This fee can range from $10 all the way up to $60, or so the creators claim. The sign-up process is extremely easy. All you need is an email, so if you have a Gmail, just use that. If you don't, just sign up for a free Gmail. After you sign in, you can see a lot of books that you can review in all genres. So you have sci-fi and fantasy, non-fiction, romance, whatever you like, young adult, you can review books in that. Right off the bat, the first problem, and you'll notice this as well, is that a lot of these books are not giving you any money for reviewing them. They give you free book only, which if you're a reader, I guess it's fine, but I don't think I want to read Embody Wholeness by Judith Hoagland unless I'm getting real cash for it. Alright, so the first book that we see that you can actually get paid to read is Beyond the Golden Door by Ali Master. We clicked into The Golden Door. It's a memoir of a young Pakistani Muslim immigrant. That is okay. A $10 payment is not bad, so we're just going to click review this book here. However, once you click that, you'll notice that you need an Audible membership to review this in the first place. If you don't have Audible, you're not going to be able to do this. Audible is actually not free. You have to pay for it. It's $15 a month, 15 Canadian dollars for me because I'm in Canada. For you, it might be different. And for a lot of countries, it might simply not be available. So for me right now, this is not looking like a viable side hustle for people throughout the world. If you're in North America, if you're in Europe, you can try this out, but once again, it is not going to be free. Unfortunately, I do not have an Audible membership, so it doesn't look like I can do this particular offer. I'm going to scroll some other offers and see if there's any offers that don't require Audible memberships. I'm noticing a common theme here. As you can see, once again, we have this Kindle Unlimited subscription that we need to read this book. Of course, I can sign up for the free trial, but once again, this is going to cost me $15 to $20 every single month for reading books. If you don't have a Kindle membership, if you don't have an Audible membership, I'm not seeing any offers on this website that require a PDF download or some sort of email that you can give them to review. It's all paid. Upon doing some further research into Online Book Club, it does look like they have very strict criteria as to what reviews they actually accept. So you have to really particularly read the book concisely and give a detailed review. This is not something that you can just fluff and do it second-handedly. You cannot do that. You have to be proper, and even with all of that, they might reject your subscription. You can try this out. Let me know in the comments if you actually did make money doing this. I've read reviews of other people doing this and making money. Not the thousands of dollars that are claimed, but just some extra side hustle income, which is not bad. The next website is Kirkus.com. This website, much like Online Book Club, pays you to review books in a lot of genres. For example, you have non-fiction, where you have this autobiography of Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi Arabia prince. You have thriller, non-fiction. You have top stories, bestsellers, a lot of books that you can read and review. Sounds legit so far, and I also know that this can pay you more than $100 for a review sometimes if your review is detailed and in the in-demand genres section. You can go to this career opportunities page that they have and actually see they're looking for freelancers based anywhere, which is good because this is available worldwide. To apply, you have to submit your resume, writing samples, and a list of reviewing specialties to Kirkus indie editor David Drapp at this email. Now, there are a few problems that emerge here. I do have a resume, but it is not linked to writing at all. I don't have any writing samples, and I don't have a list of reviewing specialties because I've never done this before. It seems like you need to have some experience in book reviews or literature in general to avail this book reviewing opportunity. Regardless, I used ChatGPT to come up with some reviewing specialties and also some writing samples. I asked it to write like a human for these samples just so that it's a bit more humanly and not robotic, and I sent that as an email along with my resume to David Drapp at daviddrappkirkus.com. It's been over a week, and surprise, surprise, I didn't get any reply back, and I don't think you will either. This website is probably reserved for advanced book reviewers or book reviewers with some sort of brand, some sort of history in literature. If that does not sound like you, this is not going to be feasible for you, just like it wasn't feasible for me. I actually was pretty annoying and sent David Drapp another email, and guess what? I didn't get a reply back again. Maybe third time's the charm, or maybe I should just spam David Drapp and keep spamming him until he hires me, or I could stop and admit that this is probably not something that's going to work for me unless you have a strong backing, a strong presence in the book reviewing space, strong samples. This is also going to be an F for you. The next website that gets brought up is InstaRead. On InstaRead, you actually get paid to summarize books. There's a lot of people that want book summaries and don't want to read the entire thing, and you can be that summarizer for them and help them absorb knowledge, I guess. They allow people to get smarter, find inspiration, and most importantly, you can listen on the go. It's available in audio and text, so you can do both, which is good, and it's available for all platforms. So it doesn't matter if you have a mobile, tablet, or desktop, you can do this side hustle, which is unlike the first two ones where you needed a Kindle subscription and an Audible subscription. They have a lot of titles and a lot of categories as well, politics, business, and economics. So this is looking promising so far. Just like with anything that seems too good to be true, InstaRead is not accepting any submissions so far. This shows me that this side hustle is probably extremely saturated. There's probably 1,000 people or 10,000 people that have already signed up for InstaRead. And as you can see, they're clearly saying in bold, there are presently no open calls for submissions. It's extremely saturated, or they're probably not getting enough submissions from authors themselves. Whatever the case might be, this is looking like another F. Actually, this is an F. It's not looking like one, it is one, completely. A failure. The next website is discoverreadsy.com. This website allegedly pays you to become a reviewer and review books. Much like the previous three websites, the sign-up process is simple, but we'll go through it together. You need an email, and then you need to fill out some basic information about yourself, which I'm going to do now. Actually, I'm just going to have ChatGPT do it. Write me a introduction as a book reviewer. All right, perfect. Just go back to Readsy, paste it in. How many books do I read per year? Maybe I'll say 20 because it sounds like enough. You can only select a maximum of 3 genres, so be careful on what you select. I'm just going to select romance because romance is very, very popular. I'm going to select science fiction since it's very popular as well. And I'm going to select some sort of pseudoscience, but I don't see pseudoscience on here. Maybe I'm gonna do mysteries and crime. There you go. Once you fill that section out, you'll get to this section that clearly asks you, where do you publish your reviews online? Now, this is where the problem comes in. I do not have a place where I publish reviews because I am not a reviewer. This website is probably looking for people with an already existing presence on social media, which I certainly do not have. If you search up Instagram, if you search up TikTok, even YouTube, there's channels out there that are dedicated to book reviews. They're dedicated to reading books every single week, multiple books, and reviewing them. I clearly don't do that. I mean, I do read, but I don't post my reviews anywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post my Reddit link here. Hopefully they'll be okay with that. But you know what? I'm just going to post my YouTube link. Why not? I should have read this before trying this out. Clearly, they're looking for people that have already written reviews and good reviews at that. Now you can go ahead and try inputting a ChatGPT response to this, maybe even have a website or a Reddit page where you can upload these reviews and then submit the URLs here. But I can promise you, I can almost guarantee you, you are going to get rejected if you do that because they're looking for legit reviews. They also have this social accounts option here where they're going to probably look at all of your social media and see if you have book reviews on. If you don't, this is not going to work for you. Upon doing some further research, this website is also not good for authors. There's a lot of authors, self-published authors, complaining about paying for reviews and not getting a lot of good feedback, not getting a detailed review. So this website not only requires a lot for book reviewers to get into it, it also takes money away from the authors without giving them any detailed feedback, which is a loss. Another F. The next way you can make money, or so they claim, using book reviews is through a blog or Medium. Now this is reiterated by a lot of creators, so I don't want to single anybody out. Medium is a website where you can write blogs, you can sign up using your email, and it pays you for the traffic that you bring to your website. If you have a reading blog and you bring 100 people, 200 people that are paying Medium subscribers, you're going to get a chunk of that change. The only problem here is that you already need a social media following, or you already need a Medium following to make money from this. Imagine that you're someone that has none of these. I don't have a Medium account, I don't have a following in this niche. How am I going to make money if I don't have people coming to my blog in the first place? It's absolutely ridiculous to assume that an average person like me can get people to read their blog in the first place without spending time, consistent effort for years building up that audience. And not to just talk about Medium, you can talk about any blog sites. Just search book review blogs and see how many search results you get on Google. What makes you so confident that if you start doing this, you're going to be ranked in the search results on Google compared to all of these websites that have thousands of visitors and have been around for years? An absolute F, and for me, absolutely ridiculous that they mention this for the average person. They literally do not care about you. They don't care about if you actually make $1 dollar doing this because they don't show proof of them actually making a dollar doing this. They only care about your watch time, they only care about your likes, and they only care about getting views on YouTube. The next website they talk about is ACX. This is an audiobook platform, so keep in mind this is not reading. You get paid to make audiobooks on this. The first thing that you'll need is a really good microphone, and the second thing that you'll need is a good voice. I have one, but probably not the other, or not good enough of a voice to make people listen to audiobooks. This is an extremely high effort side hustle, and I don't even know why these people have included this. It is an extremely high barrier to entry, and unless you have a good voice, unless you're a professional voice artist, you're not gonna make a lot of money doing this. There's actually a lot of professional voice artists online that are talking about this and claiming that even though they have a good voice, even though that they're in the industry, they don't make any money doing this. There's also people claiming they made $15 for 30 hours of work. That is less than $1 per hour. The qualifications are extremely high for this. The income that you make is extremely low. And this is not even reading. This is making an audiobook. People have invested hundreds of dollars into their setup, not just the mic. You also need software to edit your audio after you're done recording it, software to cut the audio and get it to a good length. This is just not a good side hustle for the average person. Do you have $1,000 lying around to get an audio setup? Do you have a good voice? Do you have time, 30 hours to edit one audiobook, and even after all of that get paid $15? If the answer is yes to all of those questions, then I have a bridge to sell you in Nigeria. But if not, then this is not going to be good for you. This was not good for me because I don't have any of that. I'm not gonna invest $1,000 to make $15. I might not be the best at math, but I'm good enough to know that this is not a profit-making hustle for me. Surprise, surprise, Odetta Rocket Kerr and a lot of these other creators once again gave us an F side hustle. It's almost like they're only concerned about selling their own courses and selling their own consultations on their website. This is just allegedly, I'm not saying, I'm just saying it seems to be that way. I don't know if it is, but it seems to be like that. Now, this is where the video might go off the rails a bit. I know you've seen my anger and frustration build up as the video's gone on, but we've reached a tipping point. The next side hustle that they recommend is becoming an editor or literary agent. You heard that correct. They want you to stop reading books and become an editor. Book editing is not a simple process. It is an extremely complicated, tedious process that requires a lot of education and formal background to get into. You don't have to take it from me. You can look at book editor jobs online and see the requirements they have. A literary agent is even tougher. The industry is dwindling. Many people don't read books anymore. They in fact just watch videos or consume media in other ways. There's less job postings year on year for the last decade. And to be an agent, you need to have a background in the industry. You need to have industry connections to get a good clientele in the first place. To even say that you can be a literary agent and you can be a book editor as a side hustle or just to make some extra money online is an absolute lie and absolutely ridiculous. I know this because they give no proof of this. A random person, especially with no background in book reviewing and book editing, cannot do this unless you're a good writer. And if I'm wrong, they can show me even a single dollar that they made doing this. $1. I don't even care about 100 or 1,000 or whatever they claim, $100, $500 a day. I don't care about that because that is absolutely ridiculous and a lie. Show me $1 that you've made doing this. And guess what? They're never gonna do that because they made $0 doing this. And this is also a complete F. Something that they've pulled out of their you know what, because that's what they do. Like I said, they only care about your views and they only care about your watch time. They don't give a darn about how much money you make. Trust me on that. The last side hustle and the perfect way to end this video is freelancing. They claim that you can go and become a freelancer on Fiverr and Upwork and read books for people, review their books, ultimately helping them become a better writer. I encourage you to just go on Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and search book reviewer on there and let me know how many search results you get. I'll tell you, you get a lot of search results because I've done this and I'll do this again right in front of you here. Do you think that you can stand out with no background in book reviewing with a subpar product? Do you think that you can stand out from these freelancers that have hundreds of reviews, have hundreds of happy clients? How long is it going to take you to build your freelance profile to a point where you can make consistent side hustle income from this, assuming you have no background in book reviewing? ChatGPT is not going to save you there. These reviewers are not looking for ChatGPT reviews. They're looking for detailed reports on their books. Freelancing is a tough game. I've done freelancing for the last year. I made thousands of dollars doing this, and I know for a fact that you're not going to be successful unless you're good at what you do. And unfortunately for me, I cannot provide any value in the book reviewing space because I'm not a good book reviewer. I don't have any education in this. I don't have any work experience in this. It just doesn't make sense for me to do it. Another F given to us by all these creators. Nice. Good, good. I love Fs. Those were the side hustles that claim that you can make money through reading. We tried all of them. We made $0. I want to reiterate this. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is not true. Think about this and really think about this. If everybody could get paid hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars reading books, why would they just not do that? Why would the smartest and most hardworking people on earth that are becoming doctors or maybe lawyers not just start reading books and earn thousands of dollars every single month instead? Why would the biggest businessmen not just have a book reading agency out there and not spend hundreds of millions of dollars spending and making new businesses? It just doesn't make sense. Stop giving these creators your time, stop giving these creators your attention, because if you do, they'll stop making videos like this. The only reason they do is because they know that they can fool people in desperate situations to continue watching their content and capitalize off of that. They're selling courses, they're selling communities that teach you to be rich. I just don't understand, why would someone who has a secret to be rich sell it to you for $10? And why would they create more competition for themselves? It just doesn't make sense for them to be wasting so much time pumping out content if they're actually as rich as they claim they are. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We do this every single week. We try out new ways to make money online. My goal is always to be fully transparent and honest. Like I said, there's a lot of scamming happening in this niche. I don't really care about how many views I get or how many impressions I get. I only care about stopping people from getting scammed and helping them build wealth in the process. I'll see you next week.